All right. So Ms. Waysome, are you ready for this question?
Yes, sir.
All right. So go ahead and tell me what to do.
All right, sir. So first thing I did was to put both bases in their square form.
What do you get?
So 9 would be 3 square. And then 36x square would be 6x square.
So 6x squared.
Yes, sir. Then I pull out the bases. I open 2 pair of brackets. Here. In the back glass. Two pairs, sir. So in one bracket you have 3 minus x. Sorry, 3 minus 6x. And in the other you have 3 plus 6x, sir. And that would be the factorized form.
All right. Now, and of course, the reason why I asked you to try this question, because I knew that this would be the approach that you would have taken based on what you would have learned. However, oftentimes when we are factorizing these, we want to look first to see if we can do a HCF factorization first. Because oftentimes when we do it like this, if you notice the terms in brackets, they still have a common factor of what?
3, sir.
Right. So because they still have common factor, it would have meant that they can factorize further. And so because of that, we generally say before you actually apply any perfect square method, before you jump to that approach, see if you could pull out what we would refer to as a common factor from an HCF point of view. So if we are to follow the approach that I'm telling you now, so instead of getting this, we would pull out the common factor from 9 and 36. What would be common?
Common factor, sir, would be 9.
Right. So if we factorize by HCF method first, what it would have done is to simplify it in a more complete factorization form. All right. So if we pull out 9 as our common factor, then if we now divide 9 into itself goes 1, 9 into 36 goes how many times?
4. 4, sir.
So we would have 4x in brackets there. Not just 4x, but 4x squared. Now, after you have done that though, we still would now see that what we have in the bracket is still what? Would that still be a difference of square in the bracket?
Yes, sir.
All right. So it means that we would still have a difference of square in the bracket. And if we're writing those in a square form, what would we have?
1 square.
1 square.
Minus 2 square.
Minus 2x squared. Everybody sit down. So now we can factorize what is in the brackets by difference of square method. So we would have two brackets. What would now go into these brackets would be what?
The basis, sir.
All right, so you'd have what? 1, and then you have x.
2x.
Here we would have 1 again, then we would have 2x.
2x.
And then
you put in a signs.
so we put in plus
and minus for the next one. Yes, sir.
And so this would have given us a more complete form of factorization. Not that what you would have done, Miss Wilson, is not factorized. It's just that the fact that it still have common factor would have meant it could be factorized further. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Right. So I hope you guys are seeing these little technique and bear them in mind as you factorize. All right. All right. Can I clear this now, guys?
Sir.
Yes.
Sir, oh you get negative 4x square.
Negative 4x squared. But remember, when we were doing the HCF method, you remember how to do that, Miss Cox?
Yes, sir.
One factor. So we are factorizing this first by common factor. So if you look at this expression here, we're looking for a common factor for the two terms. So we have 9 and minus 36x squared. What would be common in both these two terms? What?
3.
What can go into 9 and 36? We're looking for the highest common factor.
9, sir.
Right.
9, sir.
The highest number that can go into 9 and 36 would be 9. So 9 into itself would give. So remember now, when we're factorizing by HCF, we would have placed the HCF, open bracket, divide each term by the HCF, and put what we have remaining in the bracket. That's what we did here. So we say 9 into 9 goes 1. 9 into 36 goes 4, and we put back the x squared. You follow? Ms. Cox?
Sir?
You following?
Sir, I understand. Yes, sir.
Yeah. All right. And then now from there now, we would have written the 4x square. We write the 4 in its square form, which is 2. So instead of 4, we will get 2x squared. And that's how we end up with this. All right. All right, good. So, all right, so that is how it would have been written out. And then we would have gotten it like that. All right, this one now would also be done in the same way, because you notice that 9 would be a common factor to itself and 81. So we factorize by HCF. We would say 9 into 9x squared give you x squared, 9 into 81 give you minus 9. Then now what remain in the bracket would be difference of square, but because we see that this 9 in the bracket can be written in the square form as 3 squared. So we would have 9 bracket x squared minus 3 squared. Factorize the difference of square in the bracket, we get x plus 3, x minus 3. So the factorized form would be 9x plus 3 times x minus 3. All right. Here we go now. We have some perfect squares here, and we have some difference of squares. So just go ahead now and do this question for me. All right. Whenever you're finished, we are going to walk through them together. So just raise your hand when you are complete so that we can go through them together. All right, guys, you may begin. All right, guys. Anybody get the answer to question 1?
Yes, sir. I think.
All right, so we would have what we do, we first check to see whether or not we have a perfect square. How do we check that though?
Okay, sir. The x squared.
So the first term is a square term.
Yes, sir. And the last term, sir, you can
term
square it.
Can be written as a square term.
Yes, sir.
And if you multiply the bases, 1 times x, then times 2, we get the middle term. So it is a perfect square.
Yes, sir.
So all we have to do is to put what?
X plus, put the basis, which is
X
plus 1
plus 1
all square.
all.
Yes, sir.
Very good. Next one. For the same reason, so this equal to what now?
X, I put the sign of the middle term, which is minus, yeah, all square. Yes, sir.
All right, this one now, what would this one be? 4 can be written as 1.
2 squared, sir.
So we would have x squared
X,
plus 4x
yes, sir. Plus 2 squared.
plus 2 squared.
Yes, sir.
So we see that
2 times
of the
X,
first and the base of the last times them by 2, we get 4x.
4x. Yes, sir.
So factorize it, we get what?
X plus 2 all squared.
Good. All right, let me hear from somebody else now. Let me see if others are getting them. Ms. Cox?
Sir, a number 4 minute this, sir.
Yeah, number 4, we don't know. So tell me what is going on. Ms. Cox, I'm waiting on you. Ms. Trevor. Ms. Trevor?
Yes, sir.
Are you able to write this one?
No, sir. Sir, I'm not, I don't fully understand it. I'm watching to see.
Okay. All right, tell me what you understand though. What are we going to do first? Come, Ms. Trevor.
Sir?
Yes.
That would be 3x.
All right, 3x. 3x what?
3x squared.
All right, continue.
Plus the 6x. Plus 1.
Giving our.
Sir, how you get the 1 square?
Yeah, because we have to ensure that the first and last term can be written in a square form. So we know that if we square 1, if we multiply 1 by itself, we get back 1. So
Okay.
the same as 1 square. You agree?
Okay, sir.
Right. All right. So what do we have in the bracket here now? What would be the base of the first term?
3x.
Exactly. And what is the base of the last term?
1.
And those are what we're putting in the brackets, right?
Yes, sir.
But what sign are we going to put now?
Negative and positive.
No, man, the negative and positive words when you're doing difference of square. These are perfect square.
Okay.
So all we need to do is to put the same sign as the middle term in this bracket. You follow? So
Yes, sir.
term 6 here is positive, so the bracket inside going to take a positive. And what we do next? You see the squares that we have over the 3 and the 1, the 3x and the 1?
You put back the square.
Put back the square outside the brackets. All right. And that's all there is to it.
Okay, sir.
Understand it now?
Somewhat, I don't fully get it as it.
Let us do the next one, Miss Trivia. Come. What's the first step?
That will be 5x.
5x.
5x squared.
And then we have,
20x
don't forget the sign,
minus 20x plus 2 square
plus 2 square. How could we check if middle term correspond with this now, Ms. Trivia?
Hold on, sir.
What is the base of the first term?
5x
What is the base of the second term, the last term?
2.
All right, how do we get the middle term with those bases? You just multiply the two bases together. What you get if you multiply 5x by 2?
10x
Right, and then now you multiply whatever you get by 2 again, what you get?
10x, which will give you 20x together.
Right, and that is what the middle term is. So once you get the same thing as the middle term, you know you have a perfect square. So that is to confirm that. So we know that this is a perfect square. So what we're going to have in the bracket now?
5x
5x. What else?
and 2
And what else now?
plus 2.
Look again, miss.
5x.
You remember how we did question 4?
Yes, sir.
Which sign we put in the bracket?
You were saying the middle number was positive for question 4.
Right. So we
So
already
the negative.
right, the sign of the middle term we're looking for. All right, now we finish here, sir. What?
We have another bracket.
We have another bracket. You sure?
Sure.
Look at all the others coming down.
No, sir. No.
But are we finished?
So I'm not sure.
Look at the brackets, man. Look at the other ones and look at the one that we have down here.
Okay. Oh, sir. Square.
Oh, you see the square now. So,
Yeah.
so put the square here now, then we would finish right there. All right.
Okay, sir.
It's a little better now, Miss Trivia.
Yes, sir.
All right. Miss Taylor. Miss Taylor. Miss Taylor, I know some of you are just hiding behind the camera. You don't want to participate, but trust me, when you participate, guys, it helps. Ask Miss.
Sir, we can do number 6, please.
All right, go ahead, Ms. Cox.
So, sir, you're going to have x minus 4x plus 2 square
So,
equal x minus 2 outside up square.
very good, Miss. All right. Now, I hope the rest of you are actually following, because at some point you'll have to be able to do these by yourselves. So take the opportunity when you get a chance to actually work the questions, you know, just get involved. All right, now who wants to go with question 7 for me? Let me see your hand. Miss Taylor? Miss Taylor? Is Miss Taylor there? Miss Genovia? Miss Genovia? All right. I know some of you don't like to, you're a little bit shy, but this is a space where we all can feel free to make our mistakes because we're all learning from this experience. Let me ask one more person before I allow Miss Maywa. You want to do question 7 for us?
No, sir. Sir, I don't fully understand, but I am trying to.
All right, never mind. Miss Clark, go ahead, Miss Clark.
Okay, sir, for number 7, first I'm going to put, to see if
Could you walk, just see if you could explain as you go along for the benefit of those who don't understand, all right?
all right, so I'll try. All right, so first I'm going to put, the coefficient 4 in square form, which is 2 square.
All right, so first you write the number in its square form. What number you can square to get 4? So
2, sir.
we would use 2. So it means,
Yes, sir.
right, 4 as 2 square,
Yes, sir.
right? And then now
X square.
x square beside it.
Yes, sir.
So all we did here was just to rewrite the 4 as 2 square.
Yes, sir.
We write, can
Minus,
1 be written in a square form?
yes, sir. 1
Right.
square, because
So
1
1
times
can
1
be
is
written
1.
as 1 square.
Yes, sir.
Can write 1 as 1 square, because when we multiply 1 times 1, it's the same as 1.
Yes, sir.
Right? So 1 is the same as 1 square. All right, continue, Ms. Clark.
Okay, sir, if you want, you can rewrite the 2 square and the x square, so it's not too confusing. You
All
can
right.
put,
So we're going to bracket the 2x
yes, sir.
all square.
Yes, sir.
So write 2x all square. So as not to write more than 1 square, we just put the 2 and the x in brackets. And then we put the x out here to mean both of them square.
Minus 1 square.
Square. All right. So now we have a difference of square, obvious difference of square. So what we do next?
Next, you're right. You pull out the two bases, sir.
All right. So first open up two brackets. Then we put in the brackets, we put the two bases.
Yes, sir.
A second here, Miss Cox.
Yes, sir.
What are we putting in the brackets now?
Sir, 2x minus 1, and in the other one, 2x positive 1 plus 1, sorry.
Miss Maywa. Miss Maywa,
Yes, sir.
what just happened just now?
Sir, what Cox said?
Yeah, what is it that Miss Cox was saying?
Sir, you're going to put the 2x. You're going to put the 2x in the bracket. Minus,
So you put the 2x in the bracket. What else?
minus 1.
What else?
And that's supposed to be 2x plus 1.
You're asking me, are you telling me?
I'm telling you.
Let me see the hands of those who agree with this. What happened to the rest of you? Aren't you following, guys? Guys, you have to take the time out. So if you don't understand what is happening while we are moving along, your responsibility is to ask questions. Don't let me move on without you understanding, because it's going to be harder for you later when you're in the CSEC exam and the same thing pop up back. What you're going to do? I'm not going to be there for you to ask any question, you know, so you better ask it now.
Sir,
Yes, go ahead.
where you have the 2 square x square minus 1 square, you go back and write it over the other side. We have to have both of them.
Not necessarily. You could just jump to this form.
Okay.
Right, but we kind of just do this to kind of show you what is happening. So we write the 4 as a 2 square, but really and truly, this is where we want to get to.
All right.
All right, so if you even write it and skip out this part, it is still acceptable.
Okay.
All right. Any other question? Anybody else with any other question? Miss Green. Miss Green? Miss Green?
Yes, sir.
Why are you going silent on me?
Sir, honestly, sir, I didn't work out that one, sir.
Your question 8, Miss Green. You're going to walk me through this one. Come. I don't have
Sir.
Miss, ready now. What are we supposed to do?
Sir, I don't know. I'm not sure for this one, sir.
Miss, what kind of expression do we have there? The screen?
Yes, sir.
Describe the expression. What you see we have in there? What is written there? Tell me what is written there.
A square minus B square, sir.
Okay. Does that resemble anything that we have been discussing since night? When you have one square term minus another square term, what we call that?
Difference of square, sir.
Exactly. So when we have a difference of square, what is the procedure to factorize it? Remember the formula. What was the formula? You remember the formula, miss?
Sir, A minus B, sir.
So we're just going to put the bases in the brackets first. What are the bases here now?
A minus B.
All right. Don't use it. Don't go.
AB, sir. AB.
Just A and B. So
B.
simply put in the bases first. A
Yes, sir.
and then B. So the next part now, what we're going to do?
So we're going to, for the first one, sir, we're going to have minus, sir.
All right. So whichever sign you want to put first, it doesn't matter. You can put a plus if you want first. Or if you want to put the minus, it doesn't matter. So all we do, we put a plus sign in one and a minus sign in the other. And you finish in a miss. That's all there is to it.
Yes, sir.
This is not so bad, miss.
Sir, I must not put any squares.
Not for difference of squares.
Okay.
Only for perfect square, you put the square outside. Miss Green,
Yes, sir.
you want to do the other one for me?
No, sir.
Hmm? Come
No,
on.
sir.
Do the next one, man.
Sir,
No, sir, my man. We could do it. Come, tell me what to do.
sir, normally for that one, I don't know if I have it right, you know, sir.
Just say what could hear if you right or wrong.
Bracket, sir, then 1 minus x brackets and the square outside, sir.
This is what we're supposed to do.
No, sir.
What are we supposed to do?
Sir, I didn't
Sir,
do
but
it like
square
that.
the one.
Sir.
Hold on. I'm
One
gonna
square take away x square.
talking at the same time. I was talking with Miss Green. Is it Miss Green still talking?
Yes, sir.
All right. So what must do now, Miss Green?
Sir, you have 1 and x for the base, sir.
All right, 1 and x. So what we do with the 1 and x? Talk to me, man.
Put them in the bracket, sir.
So we put 1 and x in the bracket. Why are we doing